In this video, I'm about to share with you the 3 hard truths of chronic pelvic pain. If you're a man or a woman suffering with chronic pelvic pain, pudendal neuralgia, nonbacterial prostatitis, or any of the mystery symptoms associated with CPPS, then this video is specifically for you. My name is Christian St. John. I spent nearly 3 years and over $50,000 in order to recover from chronic pelvic pain, so you don't have to. If you want access to my free training on exactly how I was able to recover, go ahead and grab that down below. I'm about to share with you the exact 3 truths that I uncovered along my healing process. These are the 3 truths that you must fully accept in order to be able to heal from chronic pelvic pain. And if you stick with me until the end of this video, I'm going to share with you why most people fail to heal on their own from chronic pelvic pain, as well as exactly what you can do to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. So let's jump in.
I knew that I just couldn't give up on it. Completely healed, completely changed, totally transformed, back at the gym, lifting weights, working out. Most importantly, I'm just living a normal life. You have to believe you can heal.
Hard truth number 1, nobody is coming to save you. This is one of the hardest truths that you need to accept in order to recover from chronic pelvic pain. I remember when I was suffering with the worst of my pelvic pain, I was unable to sit. I had a knife-style pain inside my urethra. I had pain with urination, pain with sex, pain after sex. I remember just going from doctor to doctor, from physical therapist to physical therapist. Right? Trying every treatment under the sun. And every time I would do that, I would put so much stock in these doctors and in these physical therapists. I would give them so much power, thinking that they had the magic bullet in order to save me. And with each experience that I had and with each treatment that didn't help me, I became more and more upset, more and more sad, and more angry, which did nothing but make the pain worse. So you have to understand that it is your responsibility to get out from chronic pelvic pain, and there's no doctor or physical therapist or friend or family member that's going to be able to do it for you. It has to be done by you. So what this might mean for you is that you're really not spending time getting to the root cause of your condition. I remember going from physical therapist to physical therapist, doctor to doctor, always thinking that they were going to have a different treatment from me. Always thinking that this shiny object, whatever they did or whatever procedure they had that was new and exciting and cutting edge and different, that this would be the answer for me. And all that happened for me is that months and years went by and I wound up spending tens of thousands of dollars on all of these treatments that didn't work. That was a clue for me that maybe there's really something else going on here. And if you're struggling with CPPS for 6 months or longer and there's nothing physically wrong with you, I have news for you. It's not the doctor that's going to help you. It has to be done by you. I remember going to the urologist, and he was a nice urologist and a good guy, but after going to him for 3 or 4 visits and he couldn't really figure out what was wrong with me with all the tests that he ran, I remember he just kind of raised his hands, put his hands up and said, "I don't know what to do for you." That was a very terrifying moment for me, but it was also a very liberating moment, because when you hit that fork in the road and you realize that no doctor's going to help you, no physical therapist is going to solve this for you, right? Your friends or family don't have the magic wand. That is your opportunity. That's your opportunity to either curl up in a ball and just give up on life and give up on recovery, like unfortunately so many people do, or it's your opportunity to roll your sleeves up and go to work. So that was a signal to me that I really need to become my own patient advocate, and I really need to figure out what's going on under the hood to keep me in this chronic pelvic pain state. And that's when I started to research and put together the pieces of the pain recycling system. Hard truth number 2, pelvic pain is not just physical. Yes, I repeat, pelvic pain is not just physical. This is a truth that is so crucial to understand and accept, and it's one of the main truths that holds people back from healing. People are just unwilling to accept that there are other components that contribute to your chronic pelvic pain. Now, please understand what I'm saying here. Your pain is very real. We're not saying that your pain isn't real. We're not saying that this is all in your head. Your pain is very real and it feels physical. But you have to understand, if you've been suffering with chronic pelvic pain for 6 months or longer, and there's no disease, no structural disorder, no known diagnosis, and it's just a mystery, you're experiencing chronic pain which actually should not be there. What happens is there's a brain component to this. All pain is generated in the brain. So if you're experiencing pain down below with chronic pelvic pain, it's very real, but it's actually being generated in the brain, and those pain signals are being sent through the spinal column all the way down to the nerves to wherever they're firing for you. Now, if there's an injury or a triggering event or something that actually happened to trigger your chronic pelvic pain, that pain should go away in about 4 to 6 weeks. Think about it. When somebody breaks a bone, an arm or a leg, the doctor puts a cast on it. About 6, 7 weeks go by, the cast comes off, and that pain is resolved. So you should not continue to have chronic pelvic pain beyond a period of months and months and months. If you do, this is a signal and a truth for you to accept that your chronic pelvic pain is not just physical. There can be emotional components to chronic pelvic pain. We've seen many clients that have had traumas and past traumas that they've had trouble coping with, and this can oftentimes lead to excessive pain and chronic pain in the body, and it could manifest in chronic pelvic pain, right? There's psychological components to chronic pelvic pain. There can often be stress components to chronic pelvic pain. I recall when I was suffering at my worst, anytime I would have stressful situations, whether it be through work or perhaps driving in a stressful road rage scenario or dealing with something that was just very stressful in my life, that pain would begin. It would begin to kind of bubble up. And sometimes it wouldn't be instant. It may happen hours later or the next day. So you have to understand that there oftentimes is direct correlation between chronic stress and your chronic pelvic pain. And over a period of months and years, what happens is the brain starts to misfire, right? And nerve cells that fire together wire together, and that acute pain that you had, which maybe started in a very physical way, now oftentimes can become chronic, and it's very difficult for you now to break that pain cycle. And this is something that we work on very closely with our clients on to assist them in breaking that chronic pelvic pain cycle. There's mindset components to it, right? There's a social component to it. When I was suffering with the worst of my pelvic pain, all I wanted to do was curl up in the fetal position and stay in bed all day. I was wearing pajamas, I wasn't leaving the house, I wasn't dating, I could barely work. Essentially, I was just isolating myself, and that isolation can lead to an extension of the pain, and it can lead to an increase of pain as well. So, hard truth number 2 is that your chronic pelvic pain is not just physical. You have to be willing to accept this. The sooner you're able to accept that your chronic pelvic pain is not just physical, the sooner you're going to be able to work on recovery and get out of chronic pelvic pain, because it's not just physical. This also signals to us that there must be non-physical ways for us to approach this, and that's exactly what I did in putting together my system to eventually recover fully from chronic pelvic pain. Harsh truth number 3, recovering fully from chronic pelvic pain is not easy, and it takes time. It takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of effort. You know, in today's day and age, everyone's looking to offer you the magic bullet, the next treatment, the next injection, the next cutting-edge technology that's going to cure you from your chronic pelvic pain. The reality is, if something like that existed, I would have found it. Remember, I spent nearly 3 years and over $50,000 trying pretty much every treatment out there, and hardly any of it gave me any benefit at all. So you have to understand that healing from chronic pelvic pain is going to take time, and it's going to take work. It is work. If anyone tells you that it's going to be easy like that, run. They're not being truthful to you. And this is something that we always impress upon our clients, that yes, we're going to help you. We're going to be here to help you get through this, but this is incumbent upon you. Healing from chronic pelvic pain is your responsibility, and we're there to guide you. But the challenge is, most people fail to heal on their own from chronic pelvic pain because they don't understand what to do, they don't know when to do it, and most importantly, they don't have anyone there holding them accountable. So even when they start to get some progress, I recall when I was learning and testing things, sometimes I would feel better. I might have a good afternoon or even a good day. And then the next day, whammo, that pain would come right back. The knife pain, the burning, the pain with urination, the pain with sitting. Some people have rectal pain. There's a whole slew of symptoms, but it was just the most vicious roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And it's so emotionally draining. So what happens is, if you're going through this on your own and you don't have anyone there that's been through it and has gotten to the other side, and you don't have anyone there to guide you and to hold you accountable, most people quit. Best suggestion that I can give you is make sure you're working with someone that's actually been through it and been to the other side. Whether it's someone on our team at Pelvic Heal, we focus on helping men and women, busy professionals, to get out from chronic pelvic pain in months instead of years. Or it doesn't even have to be with us, just whoever it is, make sure you're working with somebody that understands what you're going through, that knows how to get out of it, but most importantly is going to be there to hold you accountable to do the things that you actually need to do to recover. Because the reality is, and here's a bonus truth for you, the information is out there, right? It's not about the information, it's about the implementation of that information and making sure that you're taking the right actions at the right time and doing the right things and knowing exactly how to do it. No book, no course, no online program, none of that is going to be able to get you out of chronic pelvic pain. It's all about taking the right action and having people there to hold you accountable to make sure that you're doing it. So what we found is that the main reason why most people fail to heal from chronic pelvic pain on their own is that they're unwilling to accept the 3 truths that I just laid out to you. Even if they have an inkling that it may be true deep down, a lot of times they're just stubborn and unwilling to accept these truths. And I was that way as well. It's not natural to accept this. It's not natural to accept that the pain might not just be physical. It's not natural to accept that there might not be anything physically wrong with you. We have not been trained this way. We have not been brought up this way. So it's not easy, but the sooner you can come to the realization and the sooner you can accept these truths, the sooner you're going to give yourself the permission to heal. And some people are never able to accept it. And these folks that we come across are the ones that are struggling for years, and in some cases decades, and they're still out there looking for that magic pill. They're still out there looking for that cutting edge treatment. They're out there looking for that special surgery that's happening halfway across the world that's going to be, this is going to be the one, this is going to be it that's going to cure my chronic pelvic pain or my pudendal neuralgia. I have news for you. It doesn't exist. If it existed, we would all know about it already and we would be on our merry way enjoying our lives, but that's not the case. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to let us know. And if you'd like to learn more about my story, everything I went through suffering with chronic pelvic pain, and all that I did to get out of it, be sure to click on this next video right here that's showing up on the screen.